you, Trevon.
I love you guys.
See, he already got fans.
I have advocates and supporters.
Okay.
I'm gonna do this in the meantime.
Oh, and please let's not forget Corey Davis, our illustrator for today. Make some noise. And shout out to Dane for giving y'all some information about the coming up TED Talks. And in true Trevon Williams fashion, we have Alexander Wayne, Avian Water, on stage right now. Because it's only right, you know? So how you doing today?
I am blessed. I'm blessed. How are you doing today?
I can't complain, it's quite lovely, you know?
Full disclaimer, I will be looking at my phone for notes because it's meant a lot to me, and I'm gonna do my best to slow down so y'all can hear me. Because I get really passionate and I might talk fast, but it's only out of pure passion, I swear.
That being said, if either one of us talks fast, y'all just gotta keep up, man. It's meant for you to speak a little quicker, like, adjust to us a little bit, you know what I mean?
It's not that hard.
But, let's get straight into it. Trevon Williams. So have you always been this trendsetter cool kid, or did you start off with much humbler beginnings?
I'm not trying to be cocky, but it was always in my blood. I feel like God always had me aligned with being a pioneer, from being like going to my middle school, opening for a year, or my high school being opening for 2 years, or Georgia State, fully transforming to like a full campus thing and being able to have a pivotal involvement in that, to like my last job, literally expanding nationally. God has always put me in a position to be a pioneer. So I really feel like it's in my spirit and my blood.
That's awesome. That makes it easy, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't. It does not.
But that's what we're going to get to, though.
Okay.
Those trials and tribulations.
It's a bunch.
But before we get there, you're originally from Houston, Texas.
Yeah, so I was born in Houston, Texas, specifically Missouri City, Southwest, Travis Scott, etc. My mother, who's in the front row, is from Hampton, Newport News, Virginia. So that's where the name Bad News comes from. So like whenever like I would call people on like caller ID back in the day, before y'all time, some of y'all, Newport News would come up on the caller ID and people would like, what up Bad News? And it just stuck forever. So, but no, Houston's where I'm rooted, but Atlanta adopted me in 2004.
So tell me about this. Now that let's fast forward to coming to Atlanta.
Yeah, it was the best. The best trip my mom ever made for us.
So 2004, what grade were you in?
The second semester of 7th grade at Eagles Landing High School. Middle school.
Okay. All right. So
we were the black kids that fucked up Henry County.
Hey. So how exactly? What do you mean by that, though? What do you mean by fucked up?
At the time of my life, like Henry County was the 8th fastest growing county in the nation, and mainly because of black people, and we were like the leading blacks.
Simple. Like, what do you mean? So, transitioning from middle school to high school, do you feel that you became more of Bad News?
No.
Or you weren't there yet?
I wasn't there yet. I was more recluse.
Okay.
More, Henry County had a habit of trying to make black boys thugs, which is a constant narrative pushed on us. I usually refrained, but we pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed. I'm like, nah. I went through like a serious depression in my 10th grade year. But my best friend was not here, unfortunately. D'Antoine was like, do what you want. You don't gotta do that, like just have a good time. And I was like, I'm gonna do what I want. So like I would say in my junior year is when I started to grow.
And what would you constitute the growth?
Embracing the creative bone and not feeling like the creative bone was a weakness. Because I feel like a lot of like black guys feel like being creative is a fallacy. Or you have to be athletic, or you have to be that macho man, and you can't be a real man, and that's not true. Real men show vulnerability at all times.
Yes, say that, because that's necessary.
Absolutely.
Do you feel that at the time, you being so young and you coming into your own and learning your own personality, do you feel that the peer pressure got to you at one point, at any point?
Yeah, but I got over it.
So about that year, what was that?
I obviously, like, I'm not ashamed to discuss my sexuality. You know, I'm into men, obviously. So, but it would be a thing where people would try to bash you in high school. I just come back with snaps, and niggas will shut up.
I feel that in Georgia, in the South in general, though,
Bible Belt.
like if you know that you have some level of like anything that could be easily joned on, you just become either a really good joner or you're just bullied.
Clap that game stupid.
Clap that game kind of
At all times. It's never a choice. It was a priority.
So, fast forward, we get to college.
Georgia State. Georgia State University. I went there undeclared. It made me like go for the dorms, which is so like vain. But I literally went to the
true to self.
Yeah, true to self. I went because the dorms were nice. But that was the best choice I could have made for my life. Not even knowing what kind of doors it would open for me as far as like new connections and finding my career and realizing like I've been doing the right thing the whole time.
So we were talking about earlier about you kind of always being true to yourself but not completely sure.
Yeah.
So were you always kind of sure, or did you always have kind of an inkling of what you wanted to do with your life?
I always knew since I was 6 I would be in entertainment in some capacity, but when you're that young, you're like, you gotta do this talent, you gotta be the star, you gotta be in front of the camera.
Fair.
But then freshman year, I'm like, you can build stars in your sleep. So it was like, I'm gonna take that route and then just opportunities try to open it up to like really build a sense of community, even if that includes an industry community, like because they need something too. And I feel like people in the industry get ignored because they're programmed to build for the public, but they still need a safe haven as well.
That's a fair statement because that's very true. Mm-hmm. And as far as that community that you built in Georgia State, you were super active because I went to Georgia State.
I met Yami like I was in my freshman year. It was the first club meeting I wanted to walk into. It was the music and entertainment industry of student associates. That was the very first like program student thing I walked into, and the first person I saw was Yami and Latoya Lee, who's now in LA as like a VP or something.
She I knew she was gonna pop off from the moment
They had her little mouth. She honestly, like, people don't give her credit. Latoya, if you ever see this, thank God. People never give her credit for opening up the floodgates for Atlanta. She opened up the floodgates for everybody.
Seriously, let that be quoted.
In music. Latoya Lee opened up the floodgates for everybody from Atlanta in music in 2012.
Before that, because think about it, we did our first music festival at Georgia State. I think it was 2010.
Yep.
And then we booked, the second one was 2011, and I believe that was Mariva's first show.
Damn, Black Truck.
And it was multiple people's first show. It was Sia's first show.
Wow.
I remember that was my first time working with Key.
Key?
Yes.
Y'all know Key?
Yeah. So it was my first time working with her. It was like, dang, we were so young.
I know.
We were babies.
We were ahead of our time. We're still ahead of our time.
It's like that. What's up?
I agree.
No, but okay, back to Georgia State because I want to kind of touch on like the growth that happened.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the most pivotal thing for my Georgia State experience was I was in the spotlight. I don't think a lot of people are from Georgia State. Are you from Georgia State, y'all? You guys from Georgia State?
No, it's Bleeding Blue in the building.
Okay. So I was on the in Spotlight, which is the student programming board for the school. We did like homecoming, all the big concerts, all the stuff. I was the last homecoming director, and they changed it to traditions because we did a good job. And I was the last PR director, and they changed it to marketing because we did a good job. So honestly, they gave us a stipend, they helped us build, and that was my first real life experience, like managing a budget and figuring out how to like book people and talent relations and figuring out how to really build a sense of community for like that many people and realizing that it's not for everybody. And that's okay.
And about that, moving forward, now that we're going to fast forward a little into the future.
Again.
How did Von Allen come to become what it is?
This is behind me, is this me? Oh,
that is you.
Random Reel, that's actually Russ. So I did some production management for Russ in LA Staples Center last year with 2 team members. Oh, that's Jordan's recap from Vane from Black Friday 2 years ago. But in a nutshell, I've always been like freelancing for like randomly for different entities within music and entertainment. And one day I was in the shower, I was like, I gotta put this under something. Like, well, I'm never gonna make no bread. So I was like, Von Allen. If y'all didn't know, it's a play on my name. My name is Trevon Allen Williams. So Von Allen is a play on my actual name. And I always knew it was like a brand production and brand communications. It was broad because I was early, but the further I get, the more people get it. If you build it, they will come. So I just stuck with it. And that was my first unpaid client was August 2013. He wanted to make sure the stage went well. My first paid client is actually in the audience. Oh my God. Leah, she's like a few rows back in the cup waiting on me. She gave me my first shot at doing like some brand management stuff and some event stuff, and she came like a couple times, and that was my first client. And I just started running with it. I remember my first year, I jumped out the window, I put my all in doing the suite for Kanye West Jesus. I wanted to get people to do a suite in the show, I put my all in, I went broke as shit, had a seizure, all that, for the sake of it.
Let's run it back. Okay.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought?
We need to speak on this.
Oh my God.
So you had a seizure. What exactly what happened?
So, well, first and foremost, I got diagnosed with epilepsy like in 2014. It's not triggered by lights or like random stuff. It's more so when I'm overly stressed, and now I'm overly stressed.
So basically you're saying that balance has become like a priority.
It's trying to, but I feel like the work-life balance is harder to exist when you go further in your personal endeavors. Like, I'm in that weird journey between like solopreneur to like full-fledged business where you're trying to like court a team and get new clients. But people never tell you the strain it takes on you or your relationships with people. Like, it's very straining, and a lot of times people never see the full scope, so they'll never get it. And it hurts a lot.
So do you feel that your personal business endeavors being so tied into your personal connections have affected said connections?
Absolutely. Because people, it's honestly, I'll take fault for any like miscommunications and misunderstandings. They have a hard time differentiating how you treat your colleagues versus you treat them. I'm very inclusive. Like, I want you to feel like you're a friend. I want you to feel like you're in the circle, or it's not gonna work. And some colleagues and friends might take that the wrong way. Like, you treat them better than you treat your people, and I get it. But it's like, you should know where you stand with me.
Okay. Fair statement. But has there been any moment between Georgia State up until the creation of Von Allen?
Yeah.
What would you say was the biggest obstacle that you had to face?
My first job, and my old boss is here too.
Okay.
Gabrielle is here. Is she still here? In the middle with her hubby. Hey, so. So I was doing marketing and PR for like a national hair company called Indeed. They were like on global expansion. Went from like 1 store to like 14 stores. And that was my first like marketing and PR job. It grew me so well to show me how to deal with clients and like really scale, like how to master the art of scaling. But it's easier said than done.
Do you feel that a lot of people misinterpret what you do?
All the time. People have no idea what I do for a living. All the time.
So when people ask, what do you actually say?
I say I run an agency at this point. And if you don't get it, you don't get it. Like, I ask people, I get the party girl rep all the time. Party girl, socialite, on table Zoom, this and that, but they never know what it took to get there for that to even be paid.
That's a fair
statement.
Like
our appearances are a paid thing.
Do you feel that you making it look easy has kind of sabotaged the ease from your own process?
It's sabotaged the ease, but their perception is not my reality, and that's not my fault.
Say that. You heard that, right?
Yeah, I said their perception is not my reality, and that's not my fault.
One more time.
Their perception is not my reality, and that's not my fault.
That part. We all have to take ourselves.
I'm very like understanding and willing to listen and know when I'm in the wrong and when I'm doing a little too much, which you all do, which is fine. But I know when I'm going off.
That's real.
Yeah.
Like, and has there ever been a moment that you can recollect in the back of your mind that just pops up where somebody is taking your confidence and misinterpreting it for you just trying to be vain?
Yeah, all the time. People have a habit of thinking like, I feel like there's depth in vanity. I've always been big to like making stuff more aesthetically pleasing and looking the part. And I don't feel like there's an issue for looking the part or like doing what you gotta do because you know it sells. And I'm in the business of sales at the end of the day. I'm selling image. So why not play into it? Like I know what my heart is, I know my intentions lie, and as my OG on my day one, you should too.
That part. I don't even know what to add to that.
I feel
That just makes
like
sense.
people always hear me, but they
Makes
don't
too much
feel
sense.
me. People always hear
That
me, but they
makes
don't
too
feel
much
me.
sense.
Like it's like you hear me, but you need to feel me.
I feel like Trevon is the dude at the function that no matter how crowded the function is, at one point me and Trevon have like a really deep discussion.
For at least 2 hours.
At least. It doesn't matter what condition we're
I
in.
think we're at Nate Scholes, who's going off by the way in New York.
Yes, shout out to Nate.
You see this. His going away party. We were in the kitchen just talking about like our growth as people and like the dynamics of being creatives and how layered it is and how people understand like you gotta work through these layers if you want a relationship.
And one of those layers in particular at this point in your career, now that people are starting to recognize you, people have been recognizing you. At least within our age group, we know you popping. We recognize that you the shit. You know what I'm saying? We recognize it, we see it. Go ahead and clap for that, like it's true. It's true. But have you run into situations in which you feel that people do not pass the baton to you, even though you have proven and shown your worth at this point?
Yeah, but not out of like malice or like because I don't like you. It's because I don't fully understand. I think it's more so a misunderstanding than more so ill intent. But I don't know what I gotta do to clarify you're good, except show and prove. And when they see it, they'll see it. And I think I've been in the show and prove game for the last 5 years, and people always come back. The thing about like business, like they might say no the first time, but they always come back and they come with other people.
With the check.
With the bigger check.
Hey. So what do you believe that there is a particular moment where you kind of realized yourself, even in the process? Because I feel like I thought I knew myself on many occasions throughout my growth. And then I hit a point where I'm like, oh, that's not even me anymore. I've evolved. I'm a whole new person. Like at this point that you are who you are today.
Yeah, when your personal friends don't understand or agree with your evolution, when in your heart, you know you're doing the right thing, you know you have the best intent, and they're like, but I see this for you. But I'm like, but I see this for me. And it's like...
And how did you communicate that to them?
You try and they'll say, well, this is where I stand, but like, this is where I am. And it's like, if they understand this, so like a lifetime journey, if it's like, if you're in this for the long term, you're gonna deal with this long term. Okay. You're not gonna like, if you're gonna fade away, then fade away. Like I'm not holding hands anymore. I'm not ass kissing anymore. It's over. I
saw in one interview of yours that you kind of described yourself in 3 different words. You said elusive, fast-paced, and vain.
Absolutely. People think vain is a fucking joke.
Okay, so we're gonna touch on this real quick.
That's funny.
We're gonna go into a little bit of detail on why each word was the words that you chose to describe yourself. Okay? So, elusive.
I feel like elusive it has a sense of being like like an enigma, wow, how do you say enigmatic?
There you go.
There's a sense of enigma there because people never know like what I do or why I do it, but they're drawn in. People are like drawn in and they don't know why.
Do you feel that is part of just who you are as a person?
Yeah, it's never like intentional. I swear, it's never intentional.
You just know that that's who you are.
I know who I am, and people want to know who I am too.
Hey.
Now I don't push them away. I'm like, and I should push some people away, but and I've learned that from experience. Like everyone doesn't have a good intention at heart. So learn how to layer boundaries. And I feel like this year I figured out how to create more boundaries, even with your family and friends. It's very important because family can be toxic. Your best friends can be toxic, and it's okay to set boundaries because you need those to like sustain. So definitely that. Yeah, I know I draw people in, and I know mystery. It's like a mixture of both as far as being elusive.
Okay, and with fast-paced, I feel like everybody kind of already gets what fast-paced means, in a sense, like your life being fast-paced. But but what I really want to ask in reference to that particular part is, has there ever been a point where you felt like the fast-paced was too much?
Yeah, when I have seizures. Absolutely, God will show you.
So it was like more of a physical thing of you taking it back.
Yeah,
like,
you have to. Like, if you don't rest, God will make you rest.
That's a fact.
Every time.
That's
every
a fact.
time. And there's never been a time where I wasn't doing too much and God was like, sit your ass down.
What was the last time in which it happened?
28. Mom, when was that? Like 2018? Last year. After my birthday, doing the most. On the run, ABC, here, there, traveling from New York to LA to Miami, to New York to LA to Miami, being on the scene, being social, crash, burn.
And how long did you take to revamp yourself?
Like a week. And my mom's like, no. And I'm like, I gotta go. You understand what's out here? She's like, you gonna sit your ass down, boy, or you gonna die. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna sit down. And I sit down.
Then you said that. Do you believe that with entrepreneurship, a level of hard-headedness comes with that?
It has to be, because what's life without risk?
Fair statement. And
I'm like, no risk, no reward, and I want the rewards for my family and my tribe.
okay. And
I'll die for my tribe.
That's a real thing. You mentioning that makes me have to ask. At what point did you realize that that's how serious you were about this? In the mic.
I would say, honestly, when I made Mount Allen. Because, like, believe it, even though it's a play on my name, it's not about me. It's about the community. And, like, giving people opportunity. And, like, thank God I'm afforded to give a platform for people to be visible, like, off my name. But, like, it's not about me. It's about them shining and going to the next level. Like, all my, like, consultant agreements are non-exclusive. All my client fees are non-exclusive because I want them to use my platform to, like, grow, as whether that's personal growth or professional growth. Like, use it. It's for you, for that reason.
Do you feel that you have a mentor? Do you have a set of mentors or a particular mentor?
Ian is in the back. Ian Ford. Y'all give it up for Ian Ford, please.
Shout out to Ian Ford. One of my mentors as well.
Always held me down. Always kept me grounded. Always made sure I was putting self first, but not being self-absorbed. Because I feel like once you're an entrepreneur, there's a fine line between making yourself a priority and being self-absorbed that we never understand. He always like, chill, nah, dial back. Heard it from him, and when you hear from your business partner and your friends, you're like, wow, I actually assess that. But yeah, from Ian Ford to Nicole Garner, who's one of my old bosses, to Erica Dotson, Fadia Cater, even my client Bosco. I think the best advice Bosco's ever given me. I managed Bosco for about 3 years. We did like a remarkable run. I managed like her, Speaker Fox, Siege, Amber Grimes for like at least a year each. In Bosco, our first like time or second time we're going to shoot, she was like, Atlanta could be a warp. It's good for a foundation, but always think globally, not locally. Like, if you love Atlanta, how can you give Atlanta a more global perception? Just play that way. And from then I was like, think global, not local, and that's okay.
That's a way to think about it for sure, because Atlanta does influence everything, despite of where it may be. As long as you're repping the culture.
Exactly, but you got to figure out how to do that in the right way, where they're not pigeonholing you for the city or like making you another. Because people come to Atlanta for cheaper labor, so we got to combat that and say absolutely not.
Do you feel like that's changing right now with the culture?
Yeah, you got to make a change. So when I go to LA or Miami or New York or Chicago and do these events, I'm charging a premium price because we do premium work.
Say that. That is fast.
They got to pay what they weigh, and they weigh a lot.
You heard that. Y'all go ahead and talk about it. That makes sense. Like, for those, any creative entrepreneur in Atlanta knows how hard it is to get paid in Atlanta.
Believe it or not, and we'll try to give you shitty deals, but I can assure you that it's only temporary. In the meantime, to collect more money, you can go to other markets and demand your value, and that's okay. You're not turning your back on Atlanta. You're just helping to scale Atlanta, which is important for the creative class until the city supports us. Because until the city supports us, there won't be no creative class. And Atlanta can never be a world-class city without supporting its creative class, but it starts with us.
Facts. I don't have nothing to add to that. That's perfect. And as far as moving forward, because we forgot the last word, vain.
Oh, God. Damn. Still the same question.
Yeah, I'm still on the same
Look at
question.
the fucking joke! God, like, all of y'all face, like, I swear to God. My name on Instagram and Twitter has been very superficial for 4 years. But, I know what sells.
What's up?
Image. Tasteful image.
And how do you feel that you've mastered yours?
It's not mastered, it's a journey. But people, it's about progress, not perfection. People value seeing your journey. I tell this with art all the time too. Like, people don't want to see popping in one day. They want to follow your journey because people value your journey.
And people like to feel like they're part of it.
Have them enjoy your journey. And I feel like it's about progress and never perfection. Because perfection is extremely boring.
Is there anything that was perfect that bored you? Anything that you created that was perfect that just automatically bored you?
Because even behind the scenes is never perfect.
Fair. And as far as Vain, the party, the movement that you've created.
Oh my God.
Yes, so the actual.
Oh, okay, behind me, look.
Yeah, it's literally playing behind us right now.
Sage. Somebody I don't know. Oh my God, what a time.
Yeah, you know.
And this was 2 years ago, so we've expanded like nationally at this point, meaning we're programming in LA, New York, and Miami. Going back monthly in Atlanta this month, which I'm very excited about, haven't announced yet.
Hey.
A full partnership with Believe Music Hall. They're covering like 70% of the fees, which is like, wow.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Because they understand the importance of like the tastemakers and the creatives on a global scale. Like I want them to feel celebrated and not feel like they're an afterthought. I feel like people always focus on talent being the main thought, but it's about who created the talent. We should be the main thought at all times.
That part, like I completely agree with that because a lot of these stars
without fucking writers and stylists and makeup artists and photographers and videographers and directors and DPs and APs and PAs and all that, there won't be shit.
Facts. None of these films, none of these artists, none of your favorite songs.
For Maine, I featured 2 artists because I seen their grind. Other than that, it's all very behind the scenes because they deserve their shine.
That's real. And did you feel at a certain point that people misinterpreted what you meant by that?
No.
Did you care if they did?
No. Because I was like, if I build it, they will come. And even when you go to the Vain site, the first thing you saw is the definition of vain and how not to make it a negative thing, but like you should celebrate yourself. Like it's okay to be vain sometimes.
That's like how people.
It's okay.
A friend of mine told me to stop being humble. And I looked up, me being a words person, I looked up humble and what it actually meant. And it kind of is belittling your own talents and gifts. I was like, I feel
like in the era
why do we make this okay?
Well, we're so like conditioned to being desensitized. Sometimes you gotta be a little more extreme. And I felt like vain was a safe extreme to make people value themselves. Like I just want people to value themselves and value their work because I felt like I didn't have that. So I got it, I'm gonna share it.
Do you feel like Vain created an avenue for you to just kind of do what you like? You actually to enjoy your own production?
It's supported, but I also have like clients to come in for that as well. I'm sure you guys are very familiar with Love Renaissance.
Absolutely.
I worked with them since 2012. Definitely helped me find my footing in the industry. And were huge contributors to my story while I supported their story.
And I was gonna run into that next. So the Love Renaissance story, how did that partnership, how did that relationship formulate itself?
Well, we went to Georgia State. I worked at Nordstrom. They always seen I was like fly bitches or like just always associated with something cool, et cetera, et cetera. It was 4 friends of mine, like just tap in. One time I went to the studio. I did like a fun freestyle. Like, oh my God! We became friends. I styled 2 of their first big artists. Beyonce posted their artists on some shit she was fucking with. And then from there, I introduced them to 2 other guys who were Sean and Tunde. And we, me, Sean, and the 4 main guys met at the house. Sean never left. And then it blossomed to LVRN. I did like creative consulting and like artist image stuff. And like the first 2 artists were Roy and Black. And we just grew. And then things, just shifted a little bit.
Do you feel that kind of catapulted your career?
Absolutely. I would never take that from my boys. Absolutely. And got me the opportunity to go to LA for the first time, New York for the first time, in Austin, and just really, I don't know. I know I built equity in Atlanta with or without them, and give them equity too in the city. But as far as on a national scale, absolutely.
And as far as, because you obviously are a confident person, you are obviously fully aware of your awesome, right?
Mm-hmm.
At least you should be. But at what point did the alter ego of Bad News show himself?
He ain't shown.
He ain't shown himself yet? He's still like materializing?
Mm-hmm.
So we're not even at full force yet. This ain't even your final form. Oh, y'all heard that. So where do you feel that the final form is going to look like? Do you have an idea? Or do you not want to say it?
I already know.
You don't want to tell us, do you?
I can't tell you. Rosalie gonna kill me.
Ooh, okay, I'm excited. So we're going to be Bad News later, guys. That'll be another TED Talk moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
But we talk about all this amazing things that you've done.
Uh-huh.
But a lot of times we don't necessarily focus on the unseen spiritual aspect that actually kind of cultivated all the physical realities.
Absolutely.
And where was your turning point? Where was it that you started internally looking at yourself and being like, something has to give, something has to change? Or
Graduation.
Okay.
2013 fall, second seizure, in the bed, like, what am I doing wrong? Drinking too much. What am I doing wrong? Not like actually being receptive to criticism and feedback and feeling like defensive, opposed to like hearing people's solutions or whatnot. Because you don't have to take everybody's solution, but you should at least be receptive of it. You don't have to take everybody's advice, but at least hear them out. That was a process.
Same.
Yeah, and I would say too, like, I was home for like 3 years. Like, I had 3 apartments on Wayne Fletcher. It was cool. I would overdraft on the regular. I would do stupid shit because I was on the grind and doing my thing. I would say, I know I play a big part in like core financial management, but I feel like I was never taught. And that's just the conditions of being a black man in America. Like not knowing financial literacy or financial management the right way, it's really difficult. So that took a huge toll on me. And then just really that transition from from entrepreneur to businessman and really figuring out how to balance your personal relationships and making sure the value within your personal relationships is reciprocated. Because a lot of times you think you're doing enough, but you're not doing enough at all. Or you feel like you're doing the most, but you're not doing enough.
That's a fair statement.
And it's like, damn, I'm doing what I can. But if you really reprioritize, could you do more for the sake of your relationship? And that's not romantic. That's like very much friendship, business. Like, could you do a little more? Like the extra call, the extra text, the pop-up, the canceling a meeting for the sake of meeting somebody for lunch. Could you do that to make them feel valued? And if you can, why not?
That's a gem right there. You should write that down.
And I struggle with that. I'm in front. I've struggled with that a lot this year, like reciprocating value in my personal relationships to the point where like I almost feel like I lost friends, and that hurts the worst. You feel like you lose your true advocates for the sake. But at the same time, you have like the best intent, the best will. You're focused on building your business to feed for your tribe. They're in your tribe,
right?
But they still needed to listen to value.
Do you feel that those lost relationships...
They're not lost.
Okay, let me rephrase that. To those miscommunications along the way, those situations in which you didn't fully know how to show them that you valued them, do you feel that there was a specific... that was a gradual growth, Or did it happen kind of abruptly?
Their blow up or me growing?
Both. Let's run through both angles here. Like, let me know.
The blow up was rude as fuck. It was like boom. Literally like boom. The growth is still happening because it just takes, sometimes it takes outside perspectives to really help you see in a different perspective. If that made any sense at all, I'm sure it didn't. But that's why I really value therapy a lot. I started therapy in January this year, and I recommend anybody. I recommend anybody in the audience, if you're questioning it, don't question it. It'll be the most transformative experience of your life, because there's nothing like having an unbiased opinion. And believe it or not, your blood, your friends have a biased opinion because they see a certain image of you. They see a certain thing from you. So it's like if you get an outside perspective and spill your guts, they'll fix your guts. And I'm a true testament of that. I've been going to therapy since January, and we just met on Tuesday. And I'm like, she just got me together.
Do you feel that she helped you get you together? Remember that you got you together.
Thank you.
Nobody can get you together but you.
Thank you.
Remember that part.
I will.
Do you feel that caring about mental health and understanding self is like a key aspect of the whole success that you have created for yourself?
Yeah, because a lot of people don't understand the importance. People mental health is so fucking trendy now. It's like a thing. And I hate that it's like a thing, but it's actually super, super important for you growing as a person, especially black men, y'all. Like for real. Like whatever you're going through, please make your mental health a priority, because I know I'm not trying to get this all political and stuff, but I know the most struggling person in America is like a black woman, but men always feel super undervalued. And it's hard feeling dispensable or undervalued. It's a real toll on your psyche. And the more it builds, the more it hurts. And the more it hurts, the more it kills.
I definitely understand that. So, that being said, since we're on that subject now, you've lost a friend recently, and a couple of friends this year. And how have those losses kind of strengthened you and deepened your mission moving forward, or pivoted it?
No pivots, definitely strengthened. Both my friend Andrea McKeever, rest in peace, Nylon Speaker Box, taught me so much as far as valuing myself and understanding my position in the world, and really that it's cool, be yourself, be open. If they're not for you, they're not supposed to be in your life anyway. If they are, they're gonna come back with open arms, and that's cool. It strengthened me a lot. I would say I don't grieve I'm not the biggest griever. I have 2 breakdowns when I find out and at the funeral. So I would say a harder part was people seeing my grieving process and taking it as I wasn't hurt, but not knowing, I was extremely hurt.
What? Because everybody grieves differently.
Right.
So, what was your particular way of grieving, if you don't mind me asking?
No, literally crying when I found out, crying at the funeral, and journaling. I feel like my connection with God is through a pen.
Same. We share that.
Yeah.
We share that.
So I can journal, but eventually God takes over and talks to me through a pen. So I look at my journal entries, and I see where I started, and I see where God started. And it's whoa. Almost cussing me out.
Is the handwriting different once God starts talking?
It's weird. It's weird.
Wow, I would love to see that actually.
I've journals for the last 7 years. Rizzoli, want to get right to it.
Yo, if that's serious, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the book deal when it comes out. You know what I'm saying? No, but as far as some of the most pivotal moments of your career, let's scratch the career part, because that's obvious, right?
No, it's not. People still don't know what I do for a living. I can ask somebody right now, they won't give me the right answer.
We might test that out later.
We should. Yes. So we might test it out later, but
I feel as though deeper underneath the surface, I feel like people might have a particular image of what you are. They think Kris Jenner-esque, right?
Yeah, but it's all in like I wouldn't say it's all an image, but I know it sells, and I know what I'm into. So it's like I like to share my taste, and Christianity is my taste.
You're expensive. I mean,
It's fun. Oh, my mom say champagne taste with a beer budget.
who says a beer budget? We're moving up.
The
budget keeps growing, okay?
You gotta be financially responsible.
But I feel like no matter how much money we make, we'll still like.
But if you make a lot, you're gonna spend a lot, so you gotta manage it first.
That part.
I'm learning that.
And speaking of,
well, I would say my business partner was here. He's actually making money. He's like, he was like, you are not gonna let your personal spending habits fuck up our business. And I was like, ooh.
well, I mean.
And I shut up and I got my money together.
Do you feel that was something that you did therapeutically for yourself? Kind of like overspend just for the sake of self-care?
Yeah, I'm a friend. Like, I swear,
self-care.
my therapist, because I don't spend money on like stupid shit. Like it's actually like courting people or like again building a sense of community. Like it's never for like me buying clothes. I'm actually be gifted, to be honest. So like it's never.
That's that lit life, man.
It's never like for the sake of like buying clothes or buying frivolous thing. I'm usually courting people, like buying lunch for friends, buying lunch for clients, getting drinks to the club for people, or like traveling. It's honestly my business expenses are like 85% of my business. 15% is like life. But the nature of my business is very different. It's very social. It's very entertaining. I'm very much into entertainment, hospitality, and style. So you can imagine how expensive that gets to do it the right way.
So what's the right way?
The Von Island way.
How I knew that was going to be the answer. I knew that in my heart, but I still asked it anyway, just to see. And as far as Trevon Williams in love, do you feel like your career affects your love life?
It does.
That's all you're going to say? You're going to say? You got to give me a little bit more.
I think it's confusing because you attract the wrong people sometimes.
We attract what we think. We attract what we think. We attract what we think about most of the time. So we constantly saying, oh man, ain't.
I agree. I will say it's shifted in the last like 4 months.
Okay.
Kind of. But people are very, for me, I don't feel like being an opportunist is bad, but it's not conducive of building a lifelong relationship.
That's a fair statement. I feel like opportunism is somewhat short term.
Yeah, but
it's very much short
honestly,
term.
at the end of the day, if you're in entertainment, you have to have some sense of being an opportunist. You have to have some sense of like progressing. Like again, it's about progression.
But it doesn't necessarily have to be opportunist because opportunism is kind of like looking at the opportunity solely. I feel like you as a person, as much as that may seem like that's how you move, what I have felt from you is more so along the lines of like, we got a vibe. It gotta be like, it's unspoken.
And that's when it's right.
It's an unspoken thing more so than anything that.
So yeah, I'm into hella opportunities. My friends think I'm stupid, but I'm very well aware of who is and who's not.
Because people see you and they see you as an opportunity instead of like as a romantic, a real.
A lot of the times, I usually peep game early, but people never ask, what do I see out of it?
So that's now the question that you're asking. Like, so, okay, so that's not the question you're asking. You're kind of like seeing where it goes.
I just wish my friends would get it sometimes. Like,
what does that mean? Obviously, I had a question that he was just like, nah, I'm not answering.
I can't because they in the audience.
I mean, it'll be okay.
But about life and love, God is the love of my life. I would say God, family, and Benjamin Franklin.
We can agree on Benji.
Those are my loves.
We can agree on Benji. You know, that's my dude too. That's my guy. He's faithful.
All the time.
Do you feel like there is a particular moment, there was an aha moment of you where you decided your particular path? Like you were like, no, production is it. Like, I am doing events, I'm curating these experiences. This is what I love.
I think when I was in the shower that day doing wild, I'm like, damn, I've been doing so many different projects, and I know it was so broad, it was to go over their heads, until I had like 30 employees under me, like, oh, what else do you mean? So, I don't know, I was in the shower and I was like, you're producing and you're communicating. Whatever medium that is it's different mediums, but you're doing those primary things.
Do you feel that our generation right now is particularly kind of blending the categories in which we decide to build a life/career? Like I feel like, how do I concise that question better? Do you feel that this particular generation, the one that we're in, like millennials, maybe Generation Y, whatever they call us, whatever, that we're just a tad bit more open to what the possibilities may be because there's no previous kind of...
There's no previous blueprint.
There's no previous blueprint for what we do.
I don't know, I feel like the millennial generation is literally setting a new blueprint and Gen Z is following it. Luckily, we have the experience of like being not so social media heavy or not so accessible to certain things. Where Gen Z is so deep in it, we have the advantage. So let's not think about it as our advantage. Think about it as how we can help them too, because they can be your boss.
No, they definitely.
So if not, why not use what you know to help groom the next generation? I don't understand the whole generational grievances or gap. Like I feel like the generation before us, like the majority don't really try to fuck with us.
High key.
But you can still watch these bitches. Right. And they come back around and they're like, oh, I need you like I know you did.
Because we tight. And we lit.
Yeah. But I don't want to have that same effect with the next generation, so we should be like proactive and say, hey, hold my hand. Let go when you're ready.
Do you feel like that's what mentorship did showed you?
Absolutely. I value Ian Ford, Fadia Cater, Nicole Garner, Erica Dotson to the fullest. And
as far as your friendships, do you feel like, I hate saying do you feel like anymore. I don't know, it just feels weird. Anyways, as far as like your close friendships, your closest friends, do you feel that they have affected the proactivity of Trevon?
Absolutely, because I'm sure you heard this before. Like you are the combination of your 5 closest friends. Thank God I have the strongest, most productive, most amazing friends ever. And we encourage each other. It's very reciprocal. We might have differences, like as far as like how we move in certain situations, but that never takes away from the fact that they work their ass off and they inspire me. It never takes it away.
Who's most motivating to you now?
My mom.
Oh, shout out to moms.
Only because I couldn't imagine how it might have been like, I couldn't imagine being in her shoes, raising 2 boys on your own, grinding, moving from Virginia to Texas to Virginia to Atlanta, and being able to sustain and not break a sweat. At least one of your kids. That's amazing to me. Like, that's amazing to me. It's like, it's so like, I would have crumbled, and she never crumbled.
But do you really feel like you would crumble with her genes running through you?
Hell no.
Like, be honest, you would.
Got the warrior genes, bud.
And moving forward, what is it that you, at the end of the day on your deathbed, what do you want them to remember you for? What would be those closing remarks?
A son, a brother, a father.
Okay. So you looking to grow a family one day?
A family and a tribe.
The whole thing?
Absolutely.
There's no reason why you shouldn't.
But yeah, I mean, just being a remarkable person, really about building us as a community amongst the creative class and beyond. Changing people's lives globally, whether that's like as far as what they consume, or as far as like where they go, or like just being pivotal within culture. Like, vital within culture.
Vital is a better word.
Yeah, I want to be remembered for being vital and the one that did that.
Okay.
And that should speak for centuries.
I love that. I love that. Okay, y'all make some noise for Trevon Williams.